Have you ever come across a place that seems so eerie and abandoned, you can almost hear the echoes of its past? Well, today we are going beyond the veil of reality to explore a town that seemingly vanished without a trace. This tale is guaranteed to leave you questioning the very nature of reality, so stay with me until the end and let's dive in. Deep in the frozen wilderness of northern Canada, where the forests sleep beneath blankets of snow, and the air is so still it feels like time itself has stopped. There once stood a village tiny, quiet, forgotten. Its name was Anjikuni. Not many people knew it even existed. Tucked beside the icy waters of Anjikuni Lake, this Inuit settlement was home to a close-knit group of families. Hunters, storytellers, elders, children. They lived humbly, relying on tradition, the land, and each other. One man knew the village well. His name was Joe LaBelle, a seasoned fur trapper. He often stopped there during his long, cold journeys. He knew their names, their smiles. He knew their fires were always warm and their hearts warmer. But in November 1930, everything changed. It was a cold November morning. The sun struggled to pierce through the thick cloud cover, casting an eerie glow over the snow-laden trees. Joe LaBelle, a man of the frozen north, felt a familiar pull towards the secluded Inuit village of Anjikuni. For years, the village nestled beside Anjikuni Lake had been a beacon of warmth and camaraderie during his solitary journeys. But as he rounded the bend, his heart skipped a beat. Something was terribly wrong. There was no plume of smoke curling from the village chimneys, no laughter carried on the breeze, no sound of life at all. Even the dogs, usually the first to greet him, were eerily silent. It was as if the village, with all its inhabitants, had simply vanished into thin air. He cautiously stepped into the village, his boots crunching on the pristine snow, the silence amplifying the sound. He called out in a loud voice, "Hello, is anyone there?" But his words were swallowed by the oppressive quiet. The sight that greeted him was like something from a ghost story. Meals lay untouched on table, the remnants of a life suddenly suspended. Clothes lay folded as if waiting for someone who would never return. And outside, the picture was even more haunting. The villagers' dogs, their lifeline to survival in the harsh climate, were found dead, tied up and frozen. They had not been fed, left to die slowly in the grip of winter's icy embrace. It was as if someone had decided to abandon them, turning away from their responsibilities with a cold-hearted finality. But as LaBelle turned to leave, he noticed something that sent shivers down his spine: footprints in the snow. They were clear, leading away from the village. But they ended abruptly, as if the villagers had vanished mid-stride. There were no drag marks, no struggle, just footprints disappearing into the whiteness, leaving behind a mystery that cut deeper with every step he took. Panic clawed at LaBelle's throat. What had happened here? Had the villagers fled into the unforgiving wilderness? Or had something more sinister befallen them? With a heavy heart and a mind racing with scenarios, he left immediately to report what he had found. The news of the missing village spread like wildfire, bringing with it a whirlwind of confusion and fear. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police, the guardians of Canada's vast and often unforgiving north, arrived a few days later. They investigated, documented, and questioned, but their findings only added to the enigma. No evidence of violence, no bodies, no signs of disease, no cause for concern. Such a statement, devoid of answers, did little to soothe the fears that now gripped the region. As days turned into weeks, and the RCMP's investigation yielded no results, whispers began to surface, weaving tales of the strange and inexplicable. Nearby hunters spoke of peculiar lights in the night sky above Anjikuni Lake. Blue, green, pulsing, silent, smooth, and then gone. Some spoke of an ancient curse tied to the land, a violation of something sacred that brought about the village's erasure. Others saw it as revenge, a punishment from forgotten spirits. The tranquility of the Inuit village was shattered by the weight of unanswered questions and chilling theories. Years later, drawn by the mystery, paranormal investigators returned to the site, hoping to shed light on the darkness that had befallen Anjikuni. One investigator claimed that the air grew thick, as if resisting their presence. Another swore to have heard whispers in the trees, despite the absence of any wind. The silence of the village was now broken only by the rustle of leaves carrying secrets the wind refused to divulge. Yet perhaps the most unnerving account came from a local man. who recounted passing by the village a week prior to its disappearance. He remembered a silence so profound, he said, it was as if the woods themselves were holding their breath. And when the breath held, no one dared disturb it. As time's relentless march wore on, the village of Anjikuni faded into myth. Its name was removed from maps and the area was marked as uninhabited. And so the tragedy of Anjikuni became a hushed whisper, a cautionary tale told around flickering fires, a reminder of the mysteries that lie dormant in the heart of the frozen north. Today, the spot where Anjikuni once stood is marked only by a weathered sign warning of the treacherous ice beneath the frozen lake. No graves have ever been found, no skeletal remains, no mass migration, no trail to follow, nothing. It's as if the entire population of the village had stepped out of reality, leaving behind a void that echoed with unanswered questions. But even in the face of such chilling uncertainty, small clues occasionally surface, refusing to let the mystery rest. A journal found in a partially collapsed cabin, with the last entry reading, "We heard humming loud coming from the sky. A piece of metal, smooth, cold, and unlike anything locals had seen, was reportedly found in the woods nearby, but had vanished soon after the police collected it." And then there is the radio transmission picked up by an amateur radio operator days after the report of the missing village. The voice, though garbled, sent chills down spines everywhere. "We are not alone. They came back." These words echoing through the static suggested a terrifying possibility that the people of Anjikuni were not gone, but somewhere, somehow still among us. With each passing year, the veil of mystery deepens, making the disappearance of Anjikuni even more perplexing. What happened to the people of Anjikuni remains a chilling enigma, a wound in the fabric of reality that refuses to heal. And while the rational mind seeks tangible answers, the eerie silence of the abandoned village continues to whisper its chilling tale to those who dare to listen. So have you ever stumbled upon a place or a story that left you questioning the boundaries between our world and the unknown? Share your experiences with us. If you enjoyed this spooky tale, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more spine-chilling adventures. Thanks for watching.